Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, October 12, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. You want to make sure you're in a comfortable position, no outside distraction, relaxed into your body. Still as a statue, focused on your breath, rising and falling. You may have picked up on it, but that something has shifted over the past few years in how we connect with each other. The fear of intimacy, closeness, and simple physical touch has woven itself into our lives. It saddens me when I see so many lonely souls in this world hesitating more than ever to risk their hearts to dive deeper into love and to let another being truly in. People have shared that none of their friends or colleagues are in long-term relationships anymore. They drift between fleeting connection and distant online encounters, never rooting deeply enough for a love that can truly heal. It seems many have forgotten how to be vulnerable, how to be real, how to soften their armor, reach the tender truth of deep, heartfelt connection inside. There's nothing wrong with short-term spontaneous connections. Yet, if we truly want to heal and be free from our deepest wounds and karmic patterns, we truly need the most powerful mirror to reflect these back to us. The depth of our wounding can only rise to the surface to be healed when we are in a long-term relationship. When we move from one being to another too quickly, love has no time to root and reveal the mirror of our own divine reflection. Then we wonder why the ache of separation follows us. While busyness becomes the disguise we wear to avoid the holy risk of deeper love. Be melting snow. Wash yourself of yourself. Jalal al-Din Rumi. When we step into a devoted long-term relationship, it is never by accident. It is the soul choosing the path of awakening. We decide we are ready to face whatever shadows live inside us for the chance to truly love and be loved by another being. The depth of intimacy becomes a temple for the holy fire of love to burn away all the layers of ego and illusion we've been hiding behind. Usually, after the first year of being committed to each other, the initial romantic glow begins to fade. The tender, cold, prickly edges of the ego start to show, revealing deeper and sometimes uncomfortable truths. What once felt effortless now calls for presence, patience, and honesty. This is where the real relationship begins. The first arguments suddenly start to appear, and the urge to fight harder for your point of view or run away and avoid a deeper connection begins to play its part in the dance. The couple points fingers at each other, gets hooked into blame game, building stories and attaching labels to the other. They distract themselves with anything that avoids the raw wound percolating beneath the surface. the one that longs to be held and loved again. Yet I find that our original core wound, the feeling of being separate from God, is what rises in these moments of conflict. These precious arguments are the very doorway to a greater insight into ourselves, where we can reach a profound state of freedom. It is within this trembling space, between diving deeper into love or running away, that the soul must face itself completely. It does not care to lose the most precious love it has searched lifetimes to find. Yet without turning inward to meet what is unhealed, the deeper, trusting, open-hearted connection will slowly slip away. What means and seems an impossible challenge to overcome in relationship conflict is the exact medicine that relationship needs. It is simply inviting us to soften our ego, to open our hearts, to love more deeply, and to find compassion, patience, and curiosity to meet the unhealed parts within. This is when God takes us by the hand and leads us to a deeper connection with our own soul. Only by being gentle with ourselves and one another can the walls begin to dissolve and forgiveness return us to the love that has always been here. When the heart weeps for what it has lost, the spirit laughs for what it has found. Sufi proverb. There are three secrets, I want to call them, for great courage and deep patience with ourselves, opening our souls to a depth of healing that cannot be found in solitude. We discover the gold mine of wisdom that appears when love becomes more important than the ego's need to be right. In choosing to remain unguarded in our truth, we live as love itself. This is the path that continually awakens us. As remembrance dawns, we come home, not as two people becoming one, but as one being realizing it was never two. Try to accept the changing seasons of your heart, even if they seem strange to you. Rumi. Now, the first secret, or discovery, radical vulnerability. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the walls around your heart. You built them long ago to protect yourself from pain, rejection, and abandonment. Yet notice how subtle, secretive, but also from love. The first step to creating real intimacy is daring to let these walls soften and fall away. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is holy strength. To show another your fears, your raw longings, even the shame you thought unlovable, is to open the gates of real intimacy. It does not mean telling every detail of your story. It means showing up with your chest unclenched, willing to be seen exactly as you are. Practice this. Breathe into your heart. Imagine standing before another soul with nothing to hide. Imagine that your openness is the greatest gift you could offer. This is how intimacy is truly born. Love is the bridge between you and everything, rooming. Discovery 2. Staying present in the fire. The second discovery is harder. Every soulmate yearns to remain in the sweet honeymoon stage that seems to glitter like a dream. The moment the fantasy projection fades and the dark shadows rise is when real intimacy truly begins. This is where most people flee and start thinking something is wrong with themselves or their partner. Yet nothing is wrong. The fire is the teacher here to burn away the ego's grip on you. When your partner triggers you deeply, do not run, do not fight, and do not boil in silent, repressed anger. Stay present to the sensations and breathe. Breathe deeply, slowly, and fully, if you can remember, in the heat of the moment. When insecurities flare up and insults begin to escape each other's mouths, stay present in the now. The fire is not here to destroy you. It is a gift from the universe to burn away all karmic attachments. The illusions that keep you small, stuck, powerless in life are ready to be liberated. What you see in the other is often what you have yet to embrace within yourself. They are your ultimate mirror on levels you cannot comprehend. When tensions arise, practice this technique. Welcome the discomfort. Allow it to fully arise. Pause all words and breathe. Instead of blaming, defending, or attacking, feel. Let the emotions move through you without collapsing or lashing out. In this space, the fire becomes your purification. It forges your soul in the fire of a deeper love. The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Marcel Proust. Discovery 3. Devotion to the infinite. The final discovery is the power of devotion. Without devotion, intimacy will quickly wither away into routine, comfort, or stagnation. With devotion, the relationship becomes a temple where two souls awaken each other into great love and consciousness. Devotion does not mean perfection or endless harmony. It means returning again and again and again to vulnerability and to authenticity, even after the biggest storms. It means holding the vision that love is bigger than your ego and all of its fears. It knows that growth matters more than being right, and that the commitment to evolve, stay flexible, and forgive is what makes two people the strongest teammates in this world. So here's a little homework assignment to shift things instantly. When you feel the stress building to try something new, right? When you feel the stress building in yourself or your partner, ask them for a moment of silence together to try something new. Look your partner in the eyes and hold their hand, then gently place it on your heart and ask if you may place your hand on theirs. Then whisper, I am devoted to loving you, however you are. Feel how this simple vow expands your connection and how intimacy is not just something personal, but truly divine. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be, Lao Tzu. Always choose intimacy over independence, and it will break your ego wide open. It will strip away your defenses, expose your deepest fears, and demand more than you thought you could give. And this is its gift. The risk of intimacy is the risk of freedom. To play it safe is to remain numb. To risk everything is to discover God in the eyes of another. Speak the words you are afraid to say. Stay when it is easier to run. Show the part of yourself you swore no one would ever see. The risk of love is the path to freedom. The bridge to love is trembling under your feet. But it is the only way across. Step onto it. Risk the fall. On the other side, you will not only find intimacy with another human being, you will discover intimacy with the whole of existence. Now this is, we talk about unity, we talk about all of us being one. And yet, the material physical world, ego mind, has put rifts between us. And you can feel it. The intimacy levels on the planet, and this is all connected to the outcome of the survival of this particular species on planet Earth. Right? When there's no intimacy and people run and hide and they have way too many issues because the ego mind is basically pulling them by the nose. Instead, in our evolution, is to go the other way, towards each other, not away from each other. We have been moving away from each other for generations. You can tell, as a watcher or observer, you can see it as you step out of the ego mind and into the heart mind and just view. It really is not complicated. You can see it. You can feel it. Now, whether it's been the technological revolution that's heating up even more, or desensitization, where we become desensitified. We're not tactile anymore. We're not feeling. We're not touching. We're not hugging. We're not kissing. We're not doing these things. Because why? We're redirected to the technical applications. This is easy. I can do this. I can do this. I can do that. No one knows. The internet, all kinds of stuff. Instead of being intimate with oneself and then intimate with everything else. And what happens is that you can see it, how we have grown away from intimacy. Look at all the people that are lonely, that are frustrated, that are miserable in relationships. You've been in a relationship and you feel like it's just you. And you see this all the time. Do you see the majority of us in happy, blissful states? No. It takes its toll after so many years. And we begin to comprehend, to always choose intimacy over independence. And this is what will break our ego wide open. Moving into heart-mind by choice will strip away our defenses, expose our deepest fears, and demand more than we thought we could give. And this is a gift. The risk of intimacy is the risk of freedom. Many of us choose no intimacy. Safer. Won't get hurt. Won't be let down. Safe to be here in this little bubble. Won't be exposed. Won't be vulnerable. This is where I should stay. And all of us know the risk of love is the path to freedom. The bridge to love is trembling under our feet, but it is the only way across. When we look down, we see it trembling. We step onto it. We risk the fall. On the other side, we will not only find intimacy with another human being, we will discover intimacy with the whole of existence. This changes it all. It shifts our energies and direction. I believe that some of us on this planet we fear intimacy and love. So you've probably experienced this, maybe, many have, where you find yourself in an intimate relationship and it's great, and then the ego mind starts to weave its web of deception, and then you begin to convince yourself, because as you get deeper into it, the more frightened we become. That's why. Well, because you open up. You're vulnerable. Vulnerable is a sense of power. It isn't weakness. Being vulnerable is power. Being vulnerable is freedom. It's no different than when you have a group of people that say things about you, right? Growing up, we've all experienced that once or twice at least, and it bothers you, and it affects you emotionally. You don't like it. You don't care for it. Why is that? Because you're in ego mind, right? What happens when you're in heart mind? It doesn't affect you. You don't even have an interest in viewing it or reflecting it. So it fades off. This is the danger that we experience as a civilization, to move out of intimacy, kindness, tenderness, blissfulness, happiness, joy, because of the technologies that have afforded themselves to us. Right? It is easier. This is all connected. It's easier for us to focus on what we don't want compared to what we do want. And the irony to that is that the actual natural state of being for us is focusing on what we want. But that's so difficult because we have not stretched it, so we focus on what we don't want. It's the same in all relationships, with anything or anyone. This is what happens. We don't hug enough. We don't laugh enough. We don't enjoy enough. We're getting desensitized, really. And you can feel it. And why is that? Because when you don't exercise these avenues, let's say, they begin to atrophy. And when you don't use them, they begin to fade. And then when you're presented with those emotions, you become frightened because you do not know how to respond anymore. Okay? And the effect that you have on your opinion, how you feel about you, how you love deeply and eternally you, how you forgive you, okay? How you let go. You know, the old saying, don't sweat the small stuff, but most of us do. And the fear is embedded in the ego mind, not heart-mindedness. In heart-mindedness, you wouldn't have an issue with actually running around hugging everybody in exuberation, in ecstasy. This life is absolutely magna-glorious. But when you focus on the derogatory of life, that's what you get. When you fear a relationship, it doesn't work out. When you're not genuine with yourself, how can you be genuine with anything or anyone else? When you don't love yourself, how are you going to love anybody else? You can't. You will make the attempt. It's no different than hitting your head against a brick wall over and over again and expecting it to disappear. This is part of our evolution. This is part of our evolution into high spirituality, our evolution into the now, staying in the now, mastering the ego mind and our thoughts. See, we spend so much time outside of ourselves. It's what we've been taught. I'm not saying it's a negative, but it's what we've been taught. It's what we do outside of ourselves. You can imagine you're with a group of people and someone says, you go, hey, you're going to come with us. And that being says, no, I'm going to spend time with myself. Okay? Eventually that will become the norm, where people spend time with themselves. It's like a tune-up. That's why I always say a checkup from the neck up. Because we tune ourselves, we have to keep in tune. How are we going to associate with ourselves and others if we don't? We neglect it, things begin to malfunction. It's like when you get angry with something. Why would you expend that energy on something so insignificant? Usually it's when you get angry at really silly things. And even though we know we're expending energy frivolously, we still do it. Okay. It's easy to become angry and upset. Right? Why? It's because it's what we've been doing for a very long time. On the flip side, it's very challenging for us to be the opposite, to be at ease. You know, to don't take things so darn seriously. I've witnessed a lot of people manifest things that they never even knew they were manifesting about themselves, about their physical well-being, about so many things, and they were totally oblivious that that's what was going on in their lives. They had no clue that they were the culprit. They were the ones that were creating it all. And you'll hear me repeat this over and over again because it needs to be repeated until it's automatic within us. We build a wonderful, deeply eternal, loving relationship with ourselves, and going further with the God that we are within the body, with the God within the soul. Now what do you think happens? Then everything and everyone else we are open and vulnerable to. Because we don't have any fear. Fear is a figment of the ego mind. But it comes in so many different flavors, colors, doesn't it? fear intimacy, fear love, fear happiness, fear joy, fear success, fear wealth. Now, you wouldn't believe for yourself that you have billions of dollars all of a sudden, and then all of it you start feeling not good because you start fearing. The ego mind creates fear. Fear about losing it, fear about other people taking. All these things come in rather than enjoying it because it's easy for us. I know that might sound strange, but it's easy for us to choose the negative because we've done it for so long. And this is why it feels that way. And to choose the positive, enriching, nurturing, is difficult for many because of how we feel about ourselves. And we're all magna glorious, every one of us. We are omnipotently powerful, supreme manifesting abundant beings that never die. And we use these bodies to experience and create material physical life. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return and close this out. Take an easy and slow breath. In through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Relaxed into the body. Focused on your breath rising and falling. Do not do your ordinary daily routine today. Instead, mix it up and do something completely out of the blue. Jump into this extraordinary moment of your life. Now is where you discover that you are divine consciousness. Relax. Do not be anywhere special. Being nowhere is the greatest thing you can do to start being now, here. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here Monday, October 13, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you nor outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.